So we can all agree gyms are unsanitary, right? And so when you're training really hard, your central nervous system and your body, mainly when you're training to be more athletic, your central nervous system is the main thing that is going to go down. It's the main thing that's going to be weak. Your central nervous system is the thing that basically makes you jump high, because it's more about kind of like that impulse of like that hyperness of wanting to jump high. Like when you have that adrenaline, you will jump high. But then without that CNS, you feel really heavy and you don't feel as light as usual. So then I imagine, because at the moment I am probably the most fatigued right now from my training, because my training is the most specific and the most intense that it has been, and gyms are unsanitary, and I need to take more care about that and need to be more aware, need to clean up my stuff more often, need to maybe even just like wipe my hands, do all that sanitary stuff. So I imagine that that's how I got sick. And right now I'm still a little sick. Right now I feel the best that I've been ever since I was like a little sick a few days ago. All I have is like kind of a little bit of a runny nose. Not even like this morning I had more of a runny nose. I feel mostly fine now. I feel like I'm at like 85-90%. But I want to give you an insight on what it feels like to work out like that, because I did have a workout and then 2 days later I had a dunk session. So in the workout I was expecting to see a friend, and when I saw that friend, I decided, instead of doing the workout first and doing my warm-up and being disciplined as you should, I decided to play a Forest game, right? We played against some trash kids, and they weren't that bad, but we played against some kids. We won the game. They actually almost came back on us, so they actually weren't that trash, but we went against them. We played. I did warm up a little bit. All I did was like dynamic flexibility. I just half-assed it. I only half-assed it because I only did the dynamic flexibility. Warming up has a lot more to do than just dynamic flexibility, but I only did that, and then I shot around a little bit, jumped a little bit, and then that was my warm-up. I played the Forest game, and then after we saw that we were able to get a fives game, so I'm like, okay, why not just get a fives game? We got the fives game going, we won that one too, and I played pretty well, so I guess you could say I played kind of intense, not the most intense, but that was my warm-up. So that is not the best idea, because also I did clean pulls and I made the same mistake. I had bad form. But, the more you do it, the more you'll get better at it. I know what good form is on clean pulls. It's basically because I've improved my power clean a lot recently, technique-wise. So I did practice my clean pulls. I will get better at my form on those, but the point is that I had bad form and I got a back flare-up because I didn't warm up and had bad form. I didn't practice my bracing before my workout, and I had bad form, which caused a flare-up down my left glute. It was like from here down, it was like if I felt kind of my nerves, and I was like, shit. And that was on the last set, so it was fine. So then I did the rest of the workout. I didn't feel any back flare-up, especially surprisingly not on the hip thrust either. And oh man, the hip thrust. So basically during that workout I had a sore throat and I had like cold sweats as well. Basically once it got to the hip thrust, because the clean pulls, they felt mostly fine. I felt a little heavy doing them, but those felt mostly fine because it's just like a common cold. And then I did some high box step ups, and then I did my step ups. Those were a little hard, but they were it wasn't too bad. But then once you get to the hip thrust, which I enjoy doing, but they're hard, and those always kill me. Honestly, hip thrusts always kill me. But on this day specifically, I had to, I had to fight myself. I was gonna give in and listen to music while doing my set. I was like, nah, I'm gonna just do it. And I did it. And man, after every single set I did it, I was cooked. And then after all those sets, I was cooked. So I was so happy to get to the calf raises. I did those, my banded stuff, got the workout over with. And then after, it's the first time that my body, instead of my central nervous system, it was my body that felt a lot more tired, and I just wanted to sit on my bed and rest. And then that is what felt good in that moment. So that's pretty much what it feels like to work out with a common cold. And a few lessons that I want to give you that I've learned from this is, if you are gonna work out, work out. If you're gonna play basketball, play basketball. Don't do both, because if you do both, and especially if you skip a warm-up, if you're gonna do both, honestly, maybe if I did the warm-up, maybe it would have been perfectly fine. But I didn't do the warm-up or the full warm-up, and I paid the price. I got a small back flare, but my back is fine though. The next day, it was fine, no pain. As long as I practice my bracing and I have better technique, then most of the time my back is just normally fine. I just have to manage it. But if you can't handle that, don't do it. If you're gonna decide, you know what, I'm just gonna skip my workout today and play some intense basketball, do that intensely instead of doing that intensely and then a intense workout. So take that from me. I learned my lesson, and you hopefully you would be wise enough to learn from me. And then, like I said, mainly the reason why I got sick was probably because I have a weak central nervous system at the moment because of my fatigue, and I was a little unsanitary. So also be sanitary. That's not the main point, but it's also a good point. It's a good lesson to learn all as well. Be sanitary, take care of yourself, wash your hands, do all that. I always wash my hands, but I was at the gym and I was doing my workout, so that's different. So if you are sick, do what you can handle. This piggybacks on my last point. Do what you can handle if you are sick. Don't push yourself. Do what you can handle, and don't really over push yourself too much like I did on that day, especially when you're sick, because then after that day, I was cooked. Absolutely cooked. And then lastly, this one's a bit of a smaller lesson, and it obviously depends, but depending on how sick you are, I just had a common cold, so I was able to train through it. But depending on what kind of sickness you have, you may not be able to train, but if you feel like you can, and if you really believe in the fact that you can train through sickness, which is something I believe in, so no matter what I really have, I'll still try and train through it. But that's just my belief. If you have a doctor and you don't really have like a strong belief that you should train through sickness, don't train through it. But if you can train through it, and it's something that is not as bad as it's just a common cold, if it's something like that, don't make it an excuse to not train. It's like, I'm sick, I won't train. Don't be the person. Don't be this person. Don't be the kind of person that looks for any kind of excuse to not go to the gym. If you're that type of person, get off my channel. I don't, you shouldn't be. If you're watching this and you're that type of person, I don't want you on my channel. But if you are the type of person, you are on my channel, I hope you improve and I hope you learn something from it. But all in all, don't look for those kind of excuses like that. Don't do that. It's like something I learned from this book I read on social media, going on social media. If people will find an excuse to go on social media because it's like, oh, they have these funny videos, or they'll find any reason to not quit social media, or I guess quit, because I haven't, you can't quit anything really. You can't quit social media, especially because it's the world now. It's how you're fucking watching my videos, so you can't really quit, but you can really consciously use it, because that's what the main problem I had. I was unconsciously using it. I noticed that I unconsciously swiped one on Instagram, swiped one on YouTube, swiped one on TikTok. But you got to learn how to consciously use things like social media, or consciously choose to do the right things and not find any excuse to do this. I saw a little cute dog on there. Like, bro, pet your dog, pet your cat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look around you. Like, I want you to pause and just take a breath and look around you. Like, I know I'm in my room. I see I got my books right there. I got my posters, I got my cologne, my laptop, you know, I got everything around me, you know, I'm in the moment. That, and also meditation really helps with that. I've been doing that a lot more recently. But all in all, don't be that type of person that finds any excuse to not do something or to do something unproductive. So that's pretty much it for this one. This one's a little bit of a shorter one, but you know, we got more coming. We got more videos coming. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this one, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.